Fawzia Koofi is the leader of the Movement for Change political party, as well as a former member of Afghanistan's parliament, and she joins us now from Kabul. Thank you very much for joining us, madam. Now, you were among the few women who participated in the talks with the Taliban in Doha back in July, and there's been a lot of speculation about the Taliban having liberalized, if that's a word you could use, their views somewhat on social issues as well as women's rights. Let's start off with your impression.
Well, Taliban have to change. They have no option but to adopt with the new Afghanistan. An Afghanistan that not only accommodate a woman but accommodate many other liberties, including media, including political, gathering and parties and political views, different political views, something that which was not possible during Taliban time. So, if they really want to be part of the political process, they have to adopt based on the new Afghanistan. That being said, I think we have to carefully watch, because my assumption and understanding is Taliban might demonstrate to Americans and other international community that they have changed and they have liberalized. But when it comes to the social issues and issues of domestic in Afghanistan, we might face a similar situation that Taliban were ruling. And of course, it's very difficult to reintegrate some of those Taliban that are fighting on the ground, and they're very difficult to deal with comparing to those that we met in Qatar or Moscow or other places. So we are optimistic, but in the meantime, we have to be very careful.
All right, so a cautious optimism, but let's sort of look to the presidential elections, which is basically around the corner. Now, you have calls from the Taliban, as well as some Afghan opposition politicians, to cancel or to postpone these elections, at least until this deal is done. What is your position on this?
Well, with presidential elections getting closer, as you have already said in the beginning of your report, more violence and attacks have escalated, not only in the battlefield but also in the cities, targeting civilians. And over the past month, I think there were many people killed and many attacks happened on civilians. So I think for many people in Afghanistan, peace is a priority. However, it's a very complex situation when it comes to the peace negotiations and elections, because the intra-Afghan talks basically have to start. The delegation that are supposed to undertake this negotiation have not been announced or appointed, from what I understand. The special envoy for US is in Kabul, trying to bring different views together and establish this group. But I think it's a bit too late to expect a result, an outcome, unless something dramatic happen of the peace process from now until the presidential election, which is in about 3 weeks' time. So on the other hand, if you conduct elections and then the outcome of election is more violent and more killing, then of course people of Afghanistan are fed up with that situation. Plus you add the political turmoil that might come as a result of the election. So with all of that, I think what I can conclude is that that peace is a priority. If we get some progress before the elections, there might be possibilities of postponing the elections. But if there is no progress in terms of putting the delegation for intra-Afghan talks, probably the elections will happen. Now, will those elections have a result? That is something that time will prove. But I am part of a political team that we have kind of put our campaign on hold, giving a priority to peace.
All right. Peace should come first, you say. All right. Fawzia Koofi, thank you very much for joining us here on the news.